back to the video. What I was saying is they sent people who are mentally handicapped to basically be bullet catchers.
Oh, meat shields?
Yeah.
Valedictorian super genius. A kind of chthonic ponderer capable of reaching depths of knowledge and wisdom so abyssal and esoteric that it makes even the Grand Mages on X pause their, as of writing this, 603rd succubus summoning general thread to question your mental state and cognitive foundations.
Okay, what was that string of words? I heard succubus.
I don't even know what the fuck he said.
I just heard the word succubus, and that's it.
He's fighting with some people on Twitter, I swear.
Succubus.
That's all well and good. In fact, that is exactly what we're looking for. We need good, strong, and special little boys like you to help our boys out on the front. Are you daring enough to be true special forces? Have you got the gumption needed to go mano-a-mano with the most devious of devils in the green hell of Asia? Fact of the matter is, you're my top guy. The president needs you.
Yay.
I need you. You're not gonna let me and the president...
Your goddess needs you. Go fight for me.
What's in all the VTuber? What's in Johnny Somali over there?
He could be cannon fodder. Now, in Minecraft.
Send all the nuisance streamers to war. Yes.
In Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
down.
I'm sorry.
Are you? Are you stupid or something? This is the story of how the literally mentally disabled were drafted into the US Army. Because I need a weapon, and buddy, you're it. Project 100,000. Also known as McNamara's Morons.
Why does this make me think of Metalocalypse?
What is it?
If you are ever looking for a team member for Monster Hunter Wilds, then send me a DM.
We don't have that game yet. We wanted to buy it, but...
Do you have it for the PC?
Yes, it does.
No, I'm asking him. Does he have the game for the PC? Do we need to buy anything to play online with the PC?
No, we don't. Not with PC.
Okay, awesome, because I am not buying not Nintendo, PlayStation Online bullshit.
Yeah.
I refuse. Free online PC. Yes. We haven't bought it yet, but I will definitely take you up on that offer. I will suck buns at it, though.
Maybe next week when I get paid.
Okay, next week. Oh yeah, sorry. Little plug in here. Before we do anything else, we got Afro Samurai coming up here, March 20th.
And also next week we're gonna be streaming a lot.
What about Xbox One online? Now, if I have to buy an online service, I don't want it.
We don't have a sex box, no.
Oh yeah, we only have like a Xbox
We have the
360, and that's only because you wanted what was it? That one zombie game.
Oh, Left 4 Dead.
Left 4
Maybe we should
Dead.
play that game on someday on stream.
And also, I am so worried if we're in like a really bad storm area. I swear that wind.
It's just wind.
It's scary wind.
Yeah, I know.
At what point does wind get too much wind where it's like?
When we lose power, by the way, if the stream just randomly cuts out for no reason,
we got swept away by a giant windstorm.
Or we just lost power.
Because the windstorm blew down the power line or some shit.
Anyway, back to the video.
Please leave a like and a comment on this video because it really helps me in the algorithm. Now, as you're all aware, I'm something of a child.
Add.
I gotta know. Is Count Dankula Scottish?
Yeah, he has to be from Scotland.
I'm not making fun of him, then. I'm 19% Scottish.
Product that is backed with a 100% happiness guarantee online. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Again, scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in the description box down below for $5 off when you order. Thanks for the breakfast, Magic Spoon. Now, back to the video. Vietnam.
I know he's talking about food.
We all know it, and we all love
At least you guys have a underground bunker, right? Yes, we have a basement.
to pretend to be traumatized.
It's not as safe though because it's full of shit. Because we were gonna do a garage sale tomorrow. God, I hope the wind's still not up tomorrow.
It'll be gone by tomorrow morning.
I hope so.
It's gonna be a lot cooler tomorrow.
We need to sell my dead dad's shit.
By it,
Grandparents
despite
shit,
the fact
our
that
shit.
we've never been there. The conflict itself is already well trodden with its iconic mix of technology, ideology, asymmetry, and an absolutely banging soundtrack that really makes the war uniquely aesthetic. But one of the slightly less covered topics was the US military's propensity to experiment in the jungles of Nam. Like, sure, we all know of the shenanigans involving napalm, Agent Orange, and that one time that GIs tried to spook the... I'm not saying that. Spook...
Wait, what?
Try to spook whatever slur for Asians are or Viet Cong or...
Yeah?
the Viet Cong with disembodied voices of their dead ancestors, Scooby-Doo style.
What?
Yeah, that was the thing. They try to play like sounds of like spooky sounds of their ancestors, even though culturally that wouldn't make sense. Vietnam was a weird war, okay?
I know what he didn't want to say.
Didn't really work, by the way. Due in part to the fact that Asians are astrally anchored and incapable of any sort of real spirituality. Case in point, Buddhism. But back on topic, today's little tale begins with our man of interest, US Defense Secretary Robert McNamara. You see, by the time he came into office, the Vietnam War was in full swing, and being quite blunt, it wasn't looking too good. With the NVA and Viet Cong actually being quite the crafty wee bastards, paired with the amount of Yankee boots on the ground being far too low at a mere 16,000. So, Big Rob had come to the conclusion that they would need at minimum an additional 100,000 GIs in the country to be able to win. But how was he to procure that many troops? How could he project 100,000?
Okay. So I'm guessing, this is during like the whole hippie era, right?
The hippie era came out of this. Like the Vietnam War caused the hippie, caused the summer of love, peace, love, all that. This because of Vietnam, because it was highly unpopular because a lot of people died back in the day.
Is it? But
and it was a war that there was no reason why we were in it, because back at the time the United States was against communism. We should still probably be against communism, but they didn't want it to spread across the world. Well, it was spreading through China. That's why the Korean War happened. They were trying to keep it spreading through Korea, and it led to the Vietnam War as well. And it was a shit show.
Also, the Vietnam vets were not looked after at all and were treated like crap when they returned home. It's true that some did horrible things, but some didn't even see combat.
Yeah, like David, he was technically he is a Vietnam vet, but he was in the Air Force, so he never went over there. He worked on airplanes. But yeah, it was like there were stories like they couldn't wear their uniforms off base. Like they had to deny their service, and it was just a lot of guys were treated like shit.
Wow.
By people who didn't want to go, didn't like the war.
Yeah, my dad died here in October, and we're still trying to figure out how to get veteran benefits for him. He wasn't in Vietnam or anything. He wasn't in any particular war. He went to Germany and drove a tank.
That was about it.
Yeah.
The solution was deceptively simple. Send more people into Vietnam. Slight issue, however, there wasn't a fantastic amount of manpower to spare, with it being the Cold War and all. And
also back in this time, where mentally insane, handicapped people looked at not human.
Less than human. War sucks, happens.
War sucks, but it happens whether we like it or not. Yep.
Well, the thing is, the people who want the war aren't sending their kids or not sending themselves to go fight it.
Yep.
That's the problem.
Use the masses for yourself as you sit
Public
back.
was, by and large, hardly keen on enlisting in yet another foreign campaign to contain communism. There was, however, a simple solution to this. Conscription. Though that was guaranteed to cause some quite infamous domestic issues, which is frankly a topic for another day. So, how do these domestic issues affect Big Rob's Indo-Chinese jaunt? Well, you see, during the Johnson administration, the United States took part in the
Johnson was like the most insane president we ever had. When you look at his history.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you know how we talk about how Biden dropped out?
Uh-huh.
He dropped out the same way.
So what?
During the primaries, he dropped out. Of course, he dropped out in the middle of the primaries.
Was he forced to, like Biden, or?
That's up for debate, but he kind of knew he was going to lose. Like, it was bad.
So, very unpopular president, huh?
Go to war or go to jail. What's your choice? Or go to... A lot of guys also went to Canada, they went to Mexico, and just left.
Yeah, to avoid the draft.
Draft dodging.
tried and true American tradition of declaring war on abstract concepts and losing. In this case, a tastefully vague war on poverty, which spawned such things as the 1964 Food Stamp Act, Medicare, and all other sorts of ravishing social reform. But the problem was that there was still a fairly large amount of deprived male biomass in the country that was just sitting there being economically unproductive on the account of the fact that they were all clinically stupid. And by that I mean, and I promise I'm not saying this in the offensive way, I am saying it in the medical way, they were all literally mentally retarded.
Yeah.
You know, all the insane people, yeah.
Like, for instance, your cousin. I mean, I would never call her that.
Yeah, as a slur, but as an actual mental illness she has.
Now imagine everybody like Lou, or your cousin, in the war.
Chris Chan. I'm just picturing.
There are people like that probably did go to war. They probably did send the Chris Chance of the 60s to war.
So Big Rob had something of a light bulb moment.
I'm sorry. I'm just picturing Chris Chan running through.
His dog has the Sonic 2 medallion. If we leave it there, they might.
No. He will win it for us because as soon as he comes running towards the enemy, they're going to be too scared because we're going to be like, what the fuck is that?
Where's all your mothers at?
I'm here to do stuff to your mama. You nerd. He can do so many things, but he is obsessed with sunglasses? Huh. That sounds like a great idea. Let's sit.
Send Chris to Ukraine. There we go, Trump. Send Chris and Danny Larson was the other one. Cyrax.
Send all these weird...
King Cobra, all these locals, just send them over. Just send them to Ukraine. There you go.
Okay.
Get back to the video.
Draft the dimwits. It's perfect because you see, we can conscript all of the lateral thinkers and K-poppers. It's fine, they're going over to Asia. They fucking love that shit. And they can get more boots on the ground.
He definitely said in the thingy that we do need. Shit! Wait! Is he referring to us now?
The K-pop... No, we're not K-pop stands.
I like K-pop, though.
Yeah, but you're not a K-pop stan.
We're the anime ones, though.
Do we stab people for... Oh, just continue.
And Nam, and as a result, start thrashing Chang. And we can do it whilst claiming that we're giving these absolute idiots a relatively well-paying job and free training. And we'd be able to avoid chasing down the normies who are far too much hassle to press gang due to their economically productive education and insufferable mid-wit snark. Like...
Okay, Bryce, you're lucky. You're normal enough that you pass, that you don't count as the crazy. I'm not.
They-
send me. They'll send me.
They're
They'll
not
send
sitting
me.
your ass.
They'll-
I assure
They'll
you.
send me. No, I'd be great fodder.
That tubby munch can fuck George R.R. Martin.
What the fuck?
That man dodges drafts like he dodges finishing books. It's such a good and totally airtight plan that even if they don't
Oh, I think there was a thing on South Park that mentioned that actually.
Yeah.
come back, we would still slowly be raising the United States' average IQ score. We'll get into exactly why this didn't work out, but let's be entirely honest, it's kind of obvious from the outset. But as far as Big Rob was concerned, the US military's cutting-edge technology could more than make up for such human error. Now, for context, this type of mouth-breather mobilization had been tried before during the second German whoopsie, with the federal government willing to look the other way when it came to those who barely scraped by a rudimentary mental aptitude test. Eventually, through presumed trial and error, they came to the conclusion that the minimum effective IQ for a combat-ready bullet catcher had to be a minimum IQ of 80.
Oh.
Lucky me. Thing is, though, the Big Rob went right out of his way to lower said standards. Lower
Basically, room temp IQ.
Is that us?
I assure you. No.
Well, we're
the
smarter than that or
minimum
dumber
pass
than
rate by
that?
6% and hand waving
Speak for yourself.
You trust me. No.
Okay, what?
the need for high
I
school
know your brain cells are dying right now, but no.
diplomas in order to be eligible for enlistment. Big Rob had a vision. In October of 1966, he created what was officially designated as the New Standards Men, or NSM for short. These Tard Truppen were to be exclusively plucked from the masses of draftees that were scoring in the lowest 10% in the already lowered mental aptitude tests, and they were to be assigned into 3 groups. Group 1 was for those who were just a bit dumb. Slowly,
Like, it was the Christian. Who's going to tell the...
learners who needed to be barked at repeatedly for a while but were otherwise mostly fine. Group 2 was for the emotionally, mentally and motivationally stunted. So if you're a lethargic man-child that cries at the newest Marvel movie trailer in between
At what point is this us?
bouts of beating your grandmother because she asked you to take the bins out, your ticket's punched, Buster.
Okay. I'm a crazy bitch, but I have self-control, so I'm not that bad, right?
Right.
And as for Group 3, well, Group 3 was for the abhumans, the underweights, the overweights, and the otherwise physically aberrant. Which is quite self-explanatory.
Wait, I think that's us. We're the overweight group.
Probably.
See, I told you they'd want us to be meat shields. Oh god, we're meat shields.
We're all
Group
meat
3
shields in the
was
end.
basically fat cap.
Fuck up. Let's go.
I'm going to start using the term Group 3 to refer to fat women on Twitter.
Yay! That's me.
By the way, what was fat in 1960 standards? You look at what was fat, we considered fat, and then that's average now.
I know.
But once you were assigned into your group, you would be drilled and trained Hartman style up to a standard baseline. Once hitting this threshold, you would be assigned to a random branch of the US military and undergo basic training with the normies. And wouldn't you know it, of the roughly 320,000 new standards men, the vast majority, 190,000, would find themselves put into the US Army and subsequently sent to Vietnam.
Whee!
And not to mention the fact that training was fraught with struggles and abuse was rampant. For example, in one case, drill instructors were caught forging medical documents to move draftees along, so that they weren't their problem anymore.
Wow. Wait. I gotta ask. Why were we so desperate?
They just wanted bullet cat. Again, this was the DEI before DEI.
The nega DEI.
Yes.
And also, Stealing the men's wallets. Yeah, drill sergeants were actually...
What the fuck? What they have to steal?
They don't need the money. They're gonna die anyway. That's where all the fake Social Security came from. They used their IDs.
That's how you play.
Stealing the draftees' wallets. Literally stealing money from the mentally handicapped
cold.
and then
Yeah.
sending them off to die in fucking Vietnam. I know
damn.
how fucked up. But the kicker
Yeah.
was the fact that Big Rob had lied to us. He claimed that these essentially disabled men totally wouldn't see combat and that this was just an opportunity for the
No. He didn't lie. I bet you they didn't see combat. They didn't see anything coming.
most vulnerable men in society to get a roof over their heads, some money in their pockets, learn some skills, and then leave, returning to society
Lemmings.
fundamentally better men. If they got to come home at all. Now allow me to paint a picture for you. The window-licking legionnaires were on average around 20 years old, disproportionately black, how about that, from incredibly deprived socio-economic backgrounds, most likely somewhere in the south, were riddled with behavioural, emotional and cognitive issues on top of being literal lily sniffers, some of whom couldn't even fucking speak English and were functionally illiterate, and to top it all off, they were usually without a full high school education, let alone college.
I got a question.
What?
Why didn't they just use men in prisons?
They did that too.
Oh, so they did?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did.
So they used the mental...
Again, they were just trying to find bullet catchers.
Dude. Oh, what's that anime? Am I thinking of Dead Man Wonderland?
Yeah. Where they kill people in the prison.
No, where they forced, like, criminals to go to war for them or something.
I don't know.
Is that Dead Man Wonderland I'm thinking of? Oh, look at the beautiful firefly coming up me. I gotta touch it. Ow.
Now, I
And
implore
gone.
you to use your neurologically orthodox normie brain to speculate as to what might happen when you start putting such men in dangerous, unfamiliar, and high-stress situations like fucking Vietnam. They were inconsistent in terms of combat effectiveness, to say the least. The general threshold ranged from being middlingly fine to being an outright liability and safety hazard. On average, an NSM would be 9 times more likely to require remedial training, they would be twice as likely to get a combat deployment, and they would be 3 times more likely to be killed in action. Because
Reminds me of that one scene in Tanya the Evil.
Oh, I'm trying to think.
Where she sent those 2 guys
Oh,
didn't
that
listen
first-
to her, and she sends them to the worst possible position just to get killed.
Oh, that makes sense now, yes.
the NSMs were evidently riddled with comically tragic issues that put them in such danger. And here are some anecdotes. Apparently, there were multiple cases of the NSMs giving away their positions due to the fact that they weren't using their inside voices during an ambush.
I'm over here! I'm over here, Captain Lieutenant Dan! Forrest Gump the movie lied to me.
It's the remake.
Oh.
Listen, it's horrible, but I can't stop laughing at the thought. I have a morbid sense of humor.
Hey,
I'm
Sergeant, they're
sorry.
shooting at me. What do I do? Oh, wait. I can see into the future.
I can't breathe.
We'll have this almost horrifying shit. This is...
Shut up. We have mental problems. Leave me alone.
Yeah, we're going to be the bullet catchers here soon. If Cumberland won, we became the bullet catchers.
Or the fact that one NSM guarding a patrol base shot his fucking platoon leader after forgetting the password that he was supposed to listen out for. As such...
I was thinking about that. I was totally thinking, oh, I wonder if one of these guys accidentally shoots one of their own. And I was right. I was thinking about that. Look at the Asians in the trees. I can't.
This is supposed to be a dark video, but we're making it funny.
No, isn't the Count Dankula always makes his videos funny, I swear.
At the most dark shit.
That's why I like him.
And the platoon leader spooked the poor lad by walking up to the base in the open and saying something that theoretically might not have been the password meant that he was totally Viet Cong. So he fucking shot him. Within their units, they were very often discriminated against for being fucking dumbasses, with there being reports of some patrol groups forcing the NSMs to march at the front of the formation.
Captain, I didn't know you were captain. You didn't say the password. You're only wearing captain uniform and you're not Asian. I'm sorry, I mistook you because you didn't say the right word.
So that they could trip any potential mines or traps laid out on the route. Which...
You heard that part?
Probably not good enough. I'm still laughing.
Alright, I'll back this up.
Okay.
Groups forcing the NSMs to march at the front of the formation so that they could trip any potential mines or traps laid out on the route. Which is extremely fucked up, but I mean, if anybody's going to get the legs blown off, we could at least make sure it's the dumb ones. I mean, what the fuck did you think would happen? These were the sorts of guys that should be staying back home, eating glue, and getting into all sorts of innocently cartoonish hijinks. And then...
Oh no! Dude, it's like have you ever watched that old cartoon, Mr. Magoo?
Mr. Magoo.
I could just picture one of these dum-dums, and they're just somehow evading all of the dangers.
Oh my god, I just had a mental image in my head that made me laugh. Think Christian on his back dying. Some other little cow comes up to him. Take this back home to my beloved mother, and it's the Sonichu medallion. You're gonna live, goddamn it!
Big Rob the Satan Man grabbed him, tagged him, and stuck him in a jungle far, far away to be shot at and poo-poo staked by the literal fucking Viet Cong. And it's not like it would get any better when they got home. Being an especially vulnerable subsection of the already cast aside and downtrodden veterans community, especially for the time. Veterans nowadays get shot by the state.
We did on a phone, finishing line, the crowd, I'm going to put it. Oh, the boom, oh, the boom. Oh, look at all the bloody confetti.
And I know that the VA, that's the Veterans Affairs, a Fed branch for dealing with veterans, is fucking useless. However,
Yes. God, they suck. Dude, we had to fill out this form. Sent the form off, didn't hear back from it for 3 months or so?
And then they send it back.
And then they send the form back being like, oh, you need to refill out this form because we updated shit. Why? Let me report my fucking dead dad to get money back for the cremation we had to pay for. My God. Thankfully that I wasn't drinking water. I would have choked. Yeah, I need to be careful myself because I keep drinking water over here.
However, a lot of these boys were physically incapable of even writing a resume, let alone getting it into the hands of an employer for them to reject. So let me close this video off with a Department of Defense study from 1989 looking back on the project. According to said study, it was literally the case that those who were passed over for the NSM were actually better off occupationally, financially, educationally, and even maritally, making the entire project a cataclysmic failure. And like every other demonic, morally bankrupt, and just outright disgusting thing that the government does, they just completely got away with it.
Of course. Of course. They always get away with it. Always. Well, thank you for joining us for this video. Bye.